All right. Welcome to your practice. Let's get into a posture flow. And so we'll take some time to check in with our bodies. We'll come to a comfortable seat for some breath work. Breath work is a great first opportunity to just sort of come more into that yogic space, that yogic state of mind. Practice breathing in and out through the nose, which will just naturally slow down our breathing. We're looking to sort of enter this shift in mind state, shift in awareness. Just a couple more deep breaths. As you bring the breath in, notice how it ripples through your sense apparatus, ripples through your physical body. And the next two, not just focusing on the inhale, but on the exhale, really make sure that you're emptying your lungs, even giving an extra push or an extra sort of squeeze at the end, like you were trying to wring out a towel into that, as a towel is underwater, you were just giving that extra squeeze to fully get as much moisture out of that towel as you could. You give that extra pull of the belly muscles. Try to feel that the lungs have been emptied. And sometimes when we try to pay attention to that, pay attention to the inhale. By the time we get to the exhale, we forgot what the instruction was. Part of our yoga practice is to gather a sustained attention. And as you gather a sustained attention, this attention just sort of creates this presence. And our thoughts will actually start to become more spacious in recognition of this attentive presence. And then we may pursue this state of yoga from there. At first, we need to gather ourselves away from the chattering, continuous thinking. And on some level, me just providing instructions on how to move and where to put your leg and your arm and your foot does sort of hone and focus the mind. But to develop an internal awareness of it, of steady attention, that can't be borrowed. That is something that we derive from our group practice, but it is all our own. And just let the forehead grow really heavy, giving a moment for the back of the neck to feel long and just appreciate the stretch and lengthening of the back of the neck. Trying to loosen any tension, lingering holds of stress from the day, allowing the back of the neck to be long. Ooh, makes me yawn. It's something that we do when we sleep. We lengthen the back of our neck on a pillow. Release some overly attentive energy we can store when we scrunch the back of the neck. Good. And as you let the head hang, just drop it, drip it over to the right. Just hang with the stretch of sensation there. Again, holding attentiveness for the duration of the instruction. It's so easy to wander off. Bring the head over and drip it over to the left side. Come back to center. Pull the shoulders up, scrunching them towards the ears, and then dropping them down. And pull the shoulders up, scrunching them towards the ears, and then dropping them down. Reach up high with your left arm like you're grabbing a piece of fruit from a tree. Reach up, reach up, reach up, even lean a little bit higher. And then make a draw, big circle with that arm forward, under, and around. Good. Reach up, reach up, reach up with the right arm. And then forward, under, and around. Trying to just open up your shoulder joint one more time. Let's reach up with the left. Take it across, under, and around. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Across, under, and around. Good. Go ahead, give yourself a gentle twist to one direction. Just take a breath here. Squeeze in at the belly muscles. Empty the air. Let's go twist the other direction. Squeeze in at the belly muscle. Empty the air. Come back to center. Just take a moment to undulate your spine, bringing the low back in, and then sort of dropping the ribs back. Let's do that about 3 or 4 times. Just bring the low back in. Your chest will come forward. And then drop the ribs back. Try to get the whole spine moving here. Sit up high enough that doesn't bother you. More times you can add in your breathing. Some spinal articulation. And this time, let's do 2 more. We're just going to make a circle. So you circle back and then circle forward. It's not just straight back and forth. You're circling forward and back. And then let's reverse that circle, still moving forward, side, back, forward, side, back. Good. So a little bit more body awareness now. Let's warm up the legs a little bit in our awareness, in our attentiveness. You're going to unhook from your prop that you were sitting on and lie on your back. And we'll bring a little bit of attentiveness to our legs. You can put a little prop under your head to, again, continue to lengthen the back of your neck. It helps drop us into a more relaxed state, like when you want to fall asleep. And you're just going to take your left leg and you're going to pedal the left leg in the sky just a few times, trying to feel the muscles of the legs and feel the hip flexor deep in the belly. One more time, just pedal the one leg up in the air, trying to notice the sensation. Good. Now go ahead, grab behind the left knee and let the weight of the arms bring the leg towards you. And just move your ankle a little bit, ankle and toes, pointing and flexing. And notice how many muscles you can feel in your attention. We're creating a little bit of a moving, embodied meditation. And so we begin by just feeling our body, noticing what's there. Good. Let's release that leg down. Go ahead, bring up the right leg, and we're going to pedal the right foot into the air a few rounds, 6, 7 times. Don't try to create too much of a stretch, much of a movement here. We're just sort of getting a feel for things. Being attentive to our sensations. And you'll hold behind the leg. And let the weight of the arms bring the leg toward the body. And as you do this, move the ankle left to right, circles, and then hinging it like you were pressing on the gas. Noticing all the sensations in your attentiveness. And then lower that down. Let's bring the soles of our feet together or somewhat towards each other so the knees fall open. Put your attention in the sensation. Not trying to go for a deep stretch yet. But just turning our attention to body sensation after body sensation is a practice all on its own, considering mostly our attention goes from thought to thought to thought. To hold our attention from body sensation to body sensation is a form of yoga. Let's go ahead and bring up the left knee and pull it across the body. You can take your left hand and just sort of gently press your knuckles into your low back, kneading any tension as you notice the stretch. Good. Roll it back. Let's take up the right knee and pull it across. Knead with the right hand, the low back. Good. Coming back. Let's pull up the left knee into the body again. Hold the top of the knee and just draw a circle with your knee. And as you draw a circle with your knee, feel your leg joints. Feel right where your leg bone meets your hip. Feel all the muscles surrounding the hip. Reverse the circle. And we're just coming into a presence, coming into an attentive awareness of our body in space. Good. Let's put that foot down and change the knee, holding the knee and going ahead and drawing some circles. Even though the knee is what's moving, we're really focusing our attention where the leg meets the hip. No need to compare it to the first side unless you want to. Reverse the circle. It's more just about staying present. One of the great things about body awareness is that it's in the present moment. Thoughts, while they exist in the present moment, they're never about the present moment. When you move your leg, it's about this moment. It's about how your hip feels right now. Good. Let's stretch the legs out long. Imagine that your feet were pressing against a wall and kind of press through the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot, like you are pressing against a wall. As you press against the wall, stretch your arms up over your head into a wall above your head, reaching and lengthening your body. Getting a full body extension and using the stability of the floor. Just turn your head to one side and then the other. Breathe into your side ribs. Good. Let's use our core. Use your belly muscles. Lift your trunk. Lift your chest and crown up as high as you can. Feel the belly muscles firing. Deepen the belly. You can bend your knees if you need to. Everyone should be looking up, basically at the camera or through your toes. And relax back down. Inhale, lift up. Use your core to feel the abdomen muscles toning. And back down. We're going to make that one more layer of difficulty. You're going to pull up with your core, then bring your left knee towards your nose. Maybe it will get there, maybe not. And then release it back down. Let's pull up our core. Let's pull up our right knee, maybe towards our nose. And then back down. Let's do one more time each side. Then we're going to be done. Pull up our chest and crown. Pull up our left knee. And down. And then our final round, right side. And down. Good. Go ahead and roll onto your side. You can feel the hands touch the floor. That sensory, tactile presence. And then come all the way up to tabletop to cat-cow. Couple more rounds of just feeling our bodies. We're going to swing our hips like it was an elephant trunk. We're going to swing our hips left to right, in a sort of arc-like hooping motion. Breathe here. Just try to let the body feel as fluid as possible. Excellent. Go ahead, step your left foot back and press through that heel to stretch the back of your leg. And then turn the foot down into the floor, stretching the outer leg. You can turn your right foot out a little bit. Let's make a big old circle with the left hand. Opening up the side body, big old circle with the left hand, even using a rotation to open. And let's come back to center. Go ahead, push back through the right leg, sinking through the right heel, stretching the back of the calf. And then go ahead, turn that heel down and in, stretching the outer leg. And let's spiral the arm or circle the arm, giving a full rotation to the torso and ribs. Part of the movement. Try to feel this full body presence, keeping the mind on the present moment sensation. Good. Back down. Bring the knees close, maybe bring the ankles close, and just sit your hips down and back towards the heels. Turning into a little cocoon or a little chrysalis, allowing your belly to come to your thighs and the back to lengthen and open. Breathe into the back ribs, feeling the back ribs broaden out from your spine. You just kind of snake your way forward onto your belly. Press down through the forearms. Do a little gentle sphinx posture. So the forearms are down, elbows are under the shoulder. And just float your crown here. And then just practice bending one knee and releasing that leg. Bending the other knee. Releasing that leg. Nice slow warm up here, alternating, emphasizing just embodied awareness, tactile presence. So even as you're bending the knee, you can feel the sole of your foot on the air. Interrelationship of the muscles. Good. Put out your right arm straight out in front and roll to your side so your left hip is on top of your right hip. And now slide the left foot back behind you as you reach the left hand out in front. So that left hand and left foot are growing away from each other. Breathe into that stretch. And sink your attention into your embodied awareness. Let's bring our body back to neutral. Put the left hand out in front. Stack your hips. And then pull the right leg behind you as you send the right hand out in front of you. Hang in the feeling as you relax into the floor. Relax into just feeling this body in this moment. You can get really good at this. Really good at it. And there's no step two. This can be enough. If you want, you're going to interlock the hands behind your head and push your head up into your hands, toning the back muscles. And then lowering down to give the mat a kiss. And then inhale, lift the back of the head up into the hands. And then lower down. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, lift. Get really, really good at just feeling the body in space in the present moment. Lifting, lower. And last round, lift. Lift the legs as well this time. And then relax down. Let's turn our head to one side. And just rest. How powerful it is to just be in the presence of our sensory experience. Not be disturbed by our mind's conjurings. All our thoughts are never about the present moment. They're memories, fusing with our imagination, talking about the past, we're talking about a would-be future. But our sense experience is much, much closer to the now. Good. Place the hands sort of under the shoulders and then wider than the shoulders, basically off the mat. Push down with the hand, maybe even a little bit forward with the hands, and lift your crown one more time. Breathe and sustain the effort of your cobra. Think about drawing the shoulder blades in and down your back. Breathe and feel the pulse of this pose. And let's drop our head, turn our cheek to the other side and rest again. Just feeling the coolness of our yoga mat, our body, our belly on the floor. Good. Bring the hands under the shoulders, that scoop up cobra pose, whatever that full version is going to be for you today. And then go ahead, push back. You're going to tuck your toes. We'll go into a downward facing dog for 5 deep breath counts. It's our first down dog of the day. So give yourself plenty of space by bending your knees. When you bend your knees, it will bring your belly muscles a little closer to your hips. To your thighs. Release your skull from the back of your neck. And then turn your toes to one direction. And turn your toes to the other direction. Let's go back one more time, first side. And then back one time, second side. Walk the hands back until your feet are flat on the floor, knees heavily bent, resting the body on the thighs. Just do a little bit of a rock side to side. Feeling how the muscles are supporting the shape. And let's go ahead and roll up to standing. Turn the palms to face front, stand near the front of the mat. And start to open your palm to the posture. Open your palm, open the space between your fingers. Embody awareness by being attentive to the sensations of your hand. Start to extend energy out through your elbows. But to bring the shoulders down away from the ears. Can you hold the attention there in the pose? The arms brought to attention. Releasing off of the neck and skull. Good. Go ahead, start to bend your knees nice and deep. Sinking down. Listening to the knee, hip, and ankle joint. Inhale, swoop the arms up, keep bending your knees. Let's do like a backstroke. Open the hands wide and back. Pull open on the chest and relax down. Straighten your leg. Let's do it again. So tone. Spread your hands and fingers. Send energy through your elbows. And pull the shoulders off the ears. This is all with one feeling of awareness of the arms. Bend the knees deep. And in one motion, take a big old backstroke, keeping that enlivened tension on your arms as you open the chest back. And then stand back up. Good job. One more round. Brighten your palm and fingers. Extend energy through your elbows. Pull the shoulders down off the ears. Sink into the stretch, bend your knees, and we're going to swoop the arms. Stay attentive. Stay attentive and active in the instructions. Open the chest. Excellent job. Slide your hands down your legs. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And rock side to side. Inhale, roll back up. You're going to step your right foot back, not as deep as you normally would, so that your feet can be flat on the floor. Flat on the floor, just go ahead, bend your front knee. We're going to do a swimming stroke with your left arm. Back stroke. Good, and now the right arm, back stroke. Good, now the left arm, back stroke. Feel the embodied awareness. Right arm, back stroke. One more time, each side. Let the hips just naturally rotate. Keeping the legs stable and steady. One more time, right arm. And step to the front of your mat. Lift your arms up high to the sky. Up on your tippy toe. And relax the arms down. Go ahead, step your left foot back, not as far as normal. And bend the knee, feet flat on the floor. You're going to start with the right arm first. Back stroke. Breathe. Left arm, back stroke. Breathe. Right arm. Feel the twist of the spine, left arm. Twist of the arm. Last round. Step to the front of your mat. Reach up tall, tippy toe. And relax down. Separate your feet as wide as your yoga mat on the narrow width. You can turn the toes out a little bit. We're going to bend our knees, drop down as low as you feel comfortable. And then roll up through the back of your spine. As you roll up, lift your chin. And then bend your knees, sink on down. Roll up through the back of your spine. Lift your chin. Drop it down. As you roll up through the back of the spine, reach wide with your left arm. And then bring it down the center of the body. Roll up through the back of the spine and lift up high with the right arm. Bring it down the center of the body. Roll up. Left arm. Keep breathing. Exhale down. Inhale. Roll up. Right arm. Exhale down. Inhale. Roll up. Left arm. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale. Roll up. Right arm. Sorry. Exhale back to center. And then bring the hands back in front of the heart. Play with bringing the legs as close together as it feels comfortable in your body. And then giving it a squeeze. And if legs touching doesn't feel good, add a block between the knee or the end or the ankles. And now start to tone the muscles. Tone the muscles of the ankle, knee, hip, and the muscles in between. Press the hands against each other. Feel that hug of sensation around your bones. Bend your knees, take a big old stride back with your right leg, and open your arms out, warrior two. Stretch out across your chest. Push the back edge of your foot and the front knee away from each other. And hold the embodied awareness in your attention. Hold the embodied awareness in your attention. Good. Press down with the inseam of your left foot. Keep pressing down and straighten that left leg. Place your left hand on the shin, top of the shin, and open up triangle pose. Keep pressing down with the inseam of your left foot. Feel how it adds to the sensation of the pose. Holds you in the present embodied awareness. Good. Inhale, come back up and step to the front of your mat. Bring the legs as close as feels comfortable. Tone the muscles, gently hugging your mind into the present moment of your physical body. Noticing, noticing, noticing. Good. Go ahead, step your left foot way back. Excuse me. Stretch out through your arms. Open that line of energy across your chest and push on down through the outer left foot as you push out through the right knee. Feel how this space of the pose affects your attention, gives the mind something to feel, something to sense, to hold it for a little while. Good. Focus on now anchoring down through the inseam of the right foot, from the big toe to the inner heel. Now the foot doesn't move, you just focus on pressing that area. Straighten the leg and rest the hand on the top of the shin. Good. Keep that inseam pressing down, informing your present experience. That's all you really need it to do. Inform the present experience. The mind can learn to pay attention. Keep pressing down, don't lose attention, and step forward. Isn't that amazing? We can just lose attention, the simplest of tasks. We just forget. Interlock the fingers, press up to the ceiling. Open your shoulder here. Careful of your knee joint, but imagine that you're a barber shop pole and just start to spiral inside this tube of energy. Spiral from hands to feet. You're spiraling like a barber shop pole. Noticing where your mind gets pulled. Spiraling, even the neck spirals. And come out of the pose, relax down, change the cross of the fingers up into the air, spiral. Stay in the barbershop pole and feel, where does your attention get pulled? Back to center. Let's reach down to the floor or close to it. You can bend your knees, rest your belly on your thighs. Get down to a comfortable spot that feels good to you. You can use the blocks. Step the right leg back. and drop it into the floor, drop the knee into the floor. You can push down on your hands, down the blocks. Go ahead, bend your front knee deeply, listening to the safety of your joint as you open your chest and chin up. Pressing downward. Very good. Let's plant our hands down on something solid. Really secure the palms. And step back, plank pose. Breathe here. Everyone gets called to attention in plank pose. Push the floor away. Good. Dropping down to the knees. And sit back so our low back gets full. Push off the feet back into your plank pose. And then walk step by step to a bent knee, forward fold, back to your prop if you need it. Inhale, roll up. Reach up high with the palms. Bend your knees as deeply as you need to. Go on back down. Find something secure to put the hands on. And step the left leg back. Drop the back knee down. Push your hands down on something. As you lift up through your chest and chin. Breathe here. Lots of sensation. Putting your attention in the sensation, safety in and of itself. Don't get lost in the repetition. Just stay with the feeling. Push back, plank pose. Drop to your knees and round and fill in the back. You know, it's the same thing. Don't get lost in the repetition. Let this version of the pose be the first time you're doing it. Let it be right now. Not just a image of what you did a moment ago, but it is its own pose right now. Come forward. Let's come down onto our belly. Squeeze those elbows in against your ribs. Point the toes. Inhale, cobra. Double inhale. Pull the hands off the floor. Good. Exhale. Stretch your hands out in front, about 6 inches off the ground. Inhale. Pull them back towards floating cobra. Exhale, reach them out in front. Inhale, floating cobra. Exhale, reach out in front. And then rest your cheek on one side. There's more in the present moment than just the physical sensation. There's emotions. Like you maybe had a feeling of relief in the present moment after that repetition came to rest. You could be with that feeling. Feeling is more than just the body sensations, it's the emotions, it's the moods. And they're also more present than our thoughts. Inhale, cobra pose, using your upper back muscles to lift up. And then lift the hands up, flying cobra. Exhale, reach the arms out in a V shape this time. And then inhale back in. Out, exhale, V shape. And back in. Toning your upper back as you squeeze them in. Reaching out. Back in. Breathe. Keep feeling. Out. Back in and turn your head to the side. Get that feeling of relief. And notice it in the present moment. It dissolves. We go looking for our next good feeling. Many people's lives are like this who don't have yoga, just chasing one good feeling to the next, hoping to ignore the bad feeling. Yoga is a lesson in hey, if you really just feel what you got going on in the present moment, it all starts to become this wonder at being alive. Push up, cobra pose, push back. Let's take our knees nice and wide this time as you sit back and arch the back a little bit so you open the chest and chin like an animal sort of ready to pounce. You can even curl your fingertips, feel some heat in your hands and palm. Sink back. Let's walk our hands over to your right side off the edge of the mat and then step your left foot wide off the left edge of the mat. Sink and sort of widen your knees. So the right knee's on the ground, the left knee's in lunge. You're just widening the knees, feeling. We're talking about the knees, but that's not where the sensation is. Maybe your right knee's got some sensation. But that's not where the pose is. Not where our attention is being called to. Breathe here. Good. Walk the hands back, come up. If you need to support your right knee, go ahead, put a blanket under it. You're going to interlock your hands behind your head. As you interlock your hands behind your head, pull your elbows apart so they draw back, toning your shoulders. And now bend into your front knee deeply. Breathe here, strong in the hip, strong in the foot. Inhale out of the pose. Good, let's come back down. Wide knee, place the hands down. Keep the chest kind of open. It's a very active pose, very animal-like pose. Walk the hands over to the, let's see, left this is now for you. You're gonna lean over to that side and step the right foot off to the right. And take this moment to push the knees away from each other, honoring your own hips, seeing what fits in your body. Ready to walk the hands back, come on up. Interlock the fingers behind the head. Turn to the side a little bit so you're a little bit in an open stance. Pull your elbows apart so they drop back. And then bend the front knee. Open across your chest. Sip in big breaths. Fill the lungs into the space you're making. Have toes. Come back down to all fours, and we'll do another long downward facing dog for 5 breath counts. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees if it helps. Keep awareness as you bring your belly towards your thighs. Release your neck from the shoulder. Stretch your finger joints away from the heel of your hand. Come to a forward fold. Roll up to standing. Find your mountain pose. Feet flat on the floor. You're going to rock a little bit. Noticing where you prioritize sensation. One way to become attentive is just to notice your tendencies, notice your habits. Because there's sensation in the habit. Because it's a habit, we've learned to ignore the sensation that's already there. When you rock on your feet, you notice the habit of how you press into your footprint. You're rocking. Become mindful of how we're standing in our own posture. See if you can lighten. I know I like to really press into my big toe mounds unconsciously. So if I can back out of that a little bit, see how that affects things. Really can hold your attention because it becomes an entire whole body shift of posture. Okay. When you're ready, take a nice wide stance, wide-legged stance. Seal the feet. Let's just draw some hip circles again. Hip circles. Start small. Reverse the circle. Good. Stretch out your arms in a big T shape. Palms face forward. Let's pull. Squeeze back 3 times. Squeeze. Squeeze. And squeeze. Good. Now reach with your left hand down the right leg. Slide it down the right leg any amount. And bend the right knee deeply, keeping your left foot flat. Inhale, push off the right leg, come back up, T-shaped arms. 3 times, squeeze, 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 and then take the right hand down the left leg. At some point, you want to bend the left knee and exist in that shape. Deep stretch in the right thigh. Good. Push off the left foot back to neutral. Open your arms up. Bend the knees. Pivot the heels in about 45 degrees as you bend both knees deeply. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Now we're going to reverse that squeezing of the arms. You're going to take your left elbow under and your right elbow on top. And this time we reverse what we did last time. We're going to try to squeeze the arms so it opens the back of the heart. And squeeze again. Opening those muscles that you just toned. One more time, squeeze. This time you can round gently, letting the forehead grow heavy. Finish the pose, bend your knees as deep as possible. Inhale, come all the way up. Second side. Slowly squeeze the arms. Open the back of your shoulder blades this way. 1, 2, and 3. To finish, let the forehead grow heavy, opening the back. And bend the knees as deeply as comfortable. Inhale all the way up. Hands to your heart. Just rest the palms on the chest. Let's step to the front of our mat. If you'd like to use the wall, you can. Put the wall in front of you. The right foot down, you're going to lift the left knee up. The left knee up, you'll hold under the knee today with one hand or both. The other hand can be on the wall. Let the weight of the leg pull your shoulders away from the ears. They kind of pull my shoulders forward as well. That's okay, let that happen. Almost use that to open the stretch in the neck. The weight of your leg kind of hang in your arms. Good. Breathe here. More. So easy to let that focus wane. If you stay with a single attention to your body, pose can continue to grow, can continue to bring you to yoga, state of mind, free of distraction. Let's go right from here. Bend the knee, free the hands, send the legs straight back, warrior three. Put the hand on the down leg, or put the hands out in front or on that wall. Just a moment, really extending into our warrior three. Inhale, come all the way back up, bring that knee up as high as it'll go, and release it down. Good work. Take a moment, just settle. Before we jump into the next side, just feel. Hopefully at this point in the practice, your mind's like, yeah, I can just hang out here now. I'm calmed down. Just taking one deep breath, that's enough for me. That's a lot going on. Left foot down, right leg up. One or both hands can come under the knee, and then you're going to free the leg, let the weight of the leg just hang in the pocket of the hand so that it pulls the shoulders down and forward a little bit. Just exist in the sensation of the stretch. It takes training. Oddly enough, it takes training to become content just feeling the body. We once knew how to do this, and then we forgot. So now we're training it again. Give the body and mind some freedom from excessive thinking. When you're ready, you're going to free the hand, bend the knee, send it straight back. As you extend it, you can lower the hands down onto the wall, or it feels good. You're going to breathe here a moment, control your attention. Come back up. We're going to bring that the back knee all the way up as high as it'll go, and release it down. Finish with a tree pose. Now you put the wall on your right side as you take the left foot up into tree. Give a conscious pressure of the foot, left foot against the right leg. And press the inseam of your right foot down again. These are our body sensations, our points of reference. Turn the palms open as you wing the thumbs back, sort of opening the top of the chest. And then draw the thumbs back slightly. Toning the upper back muscles. Good. Stay with it now. Keep breathing. Great balancing. Yeah, working at your own level. What's most important is that the mind trains itself to become continuously attentive. Most people think, oh my gosh, that sounds like a lot. But it's not. When it's continuously attentive, it is free to not be burdened with the excess thinking. Good, let's lower that leg down. Great long hold, relax your arms. Transition to the other side to be spinning around if you're using the wall. Go ahead, bring the right foot up in against the left leg. Creating that steady pressure of the foot against the top of the leg. And then the inseam of your left foot, press that down. Open the palms out, wing the thumbs back, even pull the thumbs back. Create that steady attention. It's okay to feel that wandering. Even better to know that it's happening, to watch it happen, and to choose to be interested in the physical sensation of the pose, not to achieve a goal in the mind, but to enjoy the process. And release. Good. Place the palms together in front of your heart. Spin the feet out a little bit and bend your knees. Slow it down. And down to the knees. If you've got a blanket, you can use it. You can actually roll your blanket up. You don't need it, but it's a nice little addition. You're going to roll that blanket into like a little Swiss roll, and you're going to place it right into the back of the knee. As you place it right into the back of the knee, you can also probably use like a pillow right at the back of the knee. You still may end up sitting on blocks, and that's fine. But now you've got this pillow there, or sorry, this blanket roll there. It's going to support the knee as well. It's another variation for a little more space in the knee joint. Good. Let's rest our hands on our belly and sort of feel the low back soften back into the body. Take a few conscious breaths, pulling the breath deep into the low back, deep into the belly. Almost turning our attention from behind our eyes, almost dropping our attention into the deep belly. If we weren't using the eyes and the ears, we're using some deeper belly awareness. Keep breathing and focusing on the sensation in the low body. Go ahead, grab the right elbow and pull it across the body, widening the shoulder. We're going to do the same thing with the left arm. Pull it across the body with the shoulder. Back down. Let's just let our forehead grow really heavy. Now that we've opened up our back a little bit, let the forehead grow heavy. The hands can find the floor and just sort of sink here a moment. Extending the back of the neck. Dropping the nervous system to a different pace of the class. Come forward, lifting our knees up. We're going to come to pigeon pose. So you're going to slide the left knee forward and the right leg back. You're going to come into a pigeon pose. Keep lengthening the back knee until you find a comfortable spot to come into your elbows or onto your hands and arms. Just dropping the energy down. Relax the back of your neck. Make it long. Feel the sensation that arises from the pose. Push with the back foot. Bring the leg back in a little bit. Let's come back to a neutral shape. And then push the second knee forward. And let's go into our second side. Walking the back knee away from the front. And then coming down. Open the back of your neck. The more our nervous system is active, nervous, anxious, the more ready we are to have fast, excessive thought. Looking for problems where there might not be any. The more we can down regulate the nervous system, even if it's just a physiological shift that we make when we open the back of our neck, we create space, room between our thoughts. And what do we do if we're not thinking? What do we do with that time? We feel. We listen. Roll onto the front hip and sort of swing that back leg all the way around. Slowly lie down onto your back and pull your knees into your chest. And then pull the knees apart. Happy baby. Bring the knees together. Place the feet flat on the floor. Let's do a bridge pose. And use this bridge pose again to take an opportunity to lengthen the back of your neck. So use the lifting of your hips. Use the driving of the feet into the floor to open the back of the neck in a safe way, a relaxing way. And then bring the hips back to the floor and drop both knees off to one side. Drop both knees off to the other side. Return to center and just give yourself a moment to feel. And you might just be done. That's fine. You might just need to rub your forehead a little bit. That's what I'm doing, rubbing my temples. You may find that just the natural pose sort of evolves, emerges before we take our rest for our class today. And let it, if you find a pose, let that sensation of the pose keep you in the now. Start to make your way into stretched out limbs. Shavasana. Shavasana can be the ultimate now pose because we're actually relinquishing body awareness. And some of us just drift off into our thoughts, but there is a time where you are attentive. You're just attentive of this thing that's this state of being that's beyond the mind, it's even beyond the body. Some call it pure consciousness. You're existing, you're just not really attentive to the mind or to the body. Yet, there you are. Stretch your body, take a comfortable seat. Thanks for practicing. Namaste.